Okay, hello and welcome. Today we are going to see Unit 8 about culture. And if you think about culture, we can say that some elements constitute culture. So we have attitudes, beliefs, language, customs, rituals, behavior, faith or religion, food, which is a very important part of culture, art, drama, or music. So we are going to have some elements that represent culture. Later, we will have the first part of the unit, which is culture. Over here you can see the picture. You can see a man which is erasing a graffiti from the wall. So my questions that you should write on your notebooks is, do you like graffitis? Do you think graffiti is art, in your opinion? Okay. Later, we will have some vocabulary that you need to know. Over here you have the vocabulary list: TV series, sculpture, photograph, album, and novelas, so which means literature, novels, okay, no las novelas de la televisión, solo las literarias. So there are some examples like Othello, Wasipungo, Harry Potter, etc. Later we have architecture, painting, classical music, poem, and film. So please take notes about the vocabulary. Okay. Later we will have 6 of the biggest and most popular places. Okay, so we have a reading over there on page 80, and you have a vocabulary list here. Very easy vocabulary: copies, notes, well-known, best-selling, voted, illegally downloaded. Okay, so take notes about the vocabulary list. Later we will start with the grammar part. The first part is passive voice. So over here we have an explanation that you can find in your PDF book, but we are going to start with the simple, right? So in order to talk about passive voice, we will talk about active voice. Hasta el momento todos hemos hablado de voz pasiva, and we have an example here. Miguel Angel sculpted the David. What happened here means that you are going to have simple past. Okay, here we have the doer, and here we have the object. So later we have passive voice. Okay, what happened in passive voice? You need to change the order of these parts. So the object is going to be at the beginning. David was sculpted by Miguel Angel. Okay, this is the doer, and you need to use by. What happened over here? If the sentence is in simple past, so you will have to use the passive voice structure, which is verb to be in past, was sculpted. Later we will have 2 parts of passive voice: simple present and simple past. Here we have an example with simple present. Okay, so here we have Rita writes a letter. So we have active voice in simple present. What happens if we want to do passive voice? We need to change the order and write a letter is written by Rita. Okay, what happened here with the passive voice? With the verb to be is written. Okay, later we have this, the passive voice in simple past. What is the structure? Could be was or were plus a verb in past participle. So we have Rita wrote a letter, and the passive voice is a letter was written by Rita. So it changes the order and you put the verb to be in past. In this case, it's only one letter, you put was. Later we will have a practice, so take your notebooks and you are going to do this practice. It's very important for you. Here we have two examples in order to finish. We have Miss McGreen signs the contracts and the contracts are signed by Miss McGreen. Okay, what happened here? We have simple present and you need to put it in simple present, the verb to be. How many contracts? But plural, right? So you have plural contracts and are. Later we have the same sentence in past. Miss McGreen signed the contracts. So we have the contracts were signed by Miss McGreen. Es buena idea poner pausa aquí para que ustedes puedan hacer el ejercicio en sus libros. Later we have the answers as you can see over here. Ponga pausa y compare sus respuestas. Later you will have passive voice practice. Okay, you are going to use your notebooks in order to create sentences in passive voice. So you will have two names. One is the creator, the doer, and the second is going to be the object. Okay, so for example, we have Salvador Dali designed that building. This is in simple past. You need to use simple past of passive voice. So it means that building was designed by Salvador Dali. Over here you have the first example. So you have the object here, telephone, and the doer, la persona que hace la acción. You need to create the sentence. Ponga pausa y escriba su oración. Later we have the answer. The telephone was invented by Graham Bell. Okay, so later we have Mona Lisa and Leonardo da Vinci. Mona Lisa is the object and Leonardo da Vinci the doer. The answer, Mona Lisa was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Self-portrait, Osvaldo Guayasamín. We have self-portrait was painted by Osvaldo Guayasamín because he passed away. Él falleció, so it means you need to put it in past. Later we have Othello and William Shakespeare. Othello was written by William Shakespeare here. Later we have Titanic and James Cameron. Titanic, of course, is the movie, is the film. The answer, we have Titanic was directed by James Cameron. We have Pulp Fiction and Quentin Tarantino. So it means Pulp Fiction was directed by Quentin Tarantino. Later we have Huasipungo and Jorge Icaza. What is the answer? Huasipungo was written by Jorge Icaza. We have Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter, of course, is the book. The answer, Harry Potter was written by J.K. Rowling. Tenemos que repasar los verbos irregulares. En la tablita en su libro en PDF lo tiene. Later, over here we are going to find the task 1 on Edmodo. So the topic of this task is going to be online exercises. So you need to download the file, the Anexo Task 1 about online exercises, read the instruction and complete those exercises. When you finish, you need to paste the results and upload to Edmodo as PDF file. Later, you will have a task 2 about passive voice. What is the task 2? Is passive for my own likes. So you are going to use passive voice with things that you really like. So we have download Adnexo task 2 and read the examples and complete the sentences using passive voice. When you finish, you need to upload it to Edmodo. En el anexo ustedes van a encontrar las instrucciones y también un ejemplo. Pueden usar fotos si desean para mejorar la presentación. And that's